Assalamu alaikum, Brother Hussein. Inshallah, in our Polisher Dawa James, I'd like to share a topic or a research work which will be definitely very helpful for our Dawa. The topic is about the age of consent in the West. And age of consent is that a person can legally marry at this age. Before I like to share, I like you to subscribe to my channel, Dawa Dude. You will find various other videos that will also help you in your dawa. And let's start with this research paper. So, children and youth history. So we'll go through this, and I like to interest the table they created. This is the research work, The Age of Consent Laws by Stephen Robertson, University of Sydney, Australia. You can read through all those other material. You can easily Google this document through the website. And in 1880, so we see some numbers, the age of consent mentioned in these countries and the age uh, in this column. And let's see what the lowest number here is. In Russia, you see 10 years. That means in Russia, in 1880, you are able to marry up at the age of 10. And if a girl has a young girl has the age 10-year-old, you can marry that. That was legally acceptable because of the law of the land. And now look, go back to America. Let's see what's in America. America, starting with the Alabama. This is the state of America. There are various states, so let's see. Alabama has a 10-year-old. You can also marry in Alabama. It was illegally to marry at the age of 10. Arkansas has also 10-year-old. California is also 10-year. Colorado is a 10-year. Connecticut is a 10-year. Florida is a 10-year. Georgia is a 10-year. But before I missed Georgia, Florida 10-year, you can see the one of the state here is a Delaware. I'm highlighting this. Delaware has a 7-year of age. That means in Delaware, if you live in Delaware in 1880, then you can marry at the age of 7. But that shows the people back then, 200 years, 300 years ago, their physique, their norm, their way of living, their environment, their habits, their food, all those things make big difference in their genes also, in their race. So all those the tribes, their genetic. So that means there's a lot of factor affects the person uh, when they get mature. So the people do get mature at the younger age actually, and that's the data shows in 1880. It's like many various part of the world also must have a lot of lower numbers too in some part of Africa or somewhere. And this is just in the West actually. So I look at the state of Delaware has a 7-year, and most of the United States has a 10-year. I was still a young. I like this information to my Muslim brother and sister to look into that and reflect. Some Muslim community and their youth also has a question about the marriage of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He married to Aisha radiallahu anha was at a young age, and there was some kind of concern about the media and Islamophobia organizations, and they attacked the Prophet ﷺ because they distort his image among our Muslim community and Muslim youth especially, and try to deviate everybody from Islam. But look at this data. This data should help you. That this back then it was a norm actually. So that means this in society the things changes actually. In our time, a person get mature maybe 17, 15, 16, 17, and those back then it was. And there's also number shows the different part of the world also had a different age actually. So the discussion on this marriage of the prophet is totally nonsense. So I hope this document will help you. and you will be able to share with others. And but if you want to know more about this topic in a detail, I would suggest that there's a great channel at the Yaqeen Institute. You can subscribe to that channel. It's a great research work by the Umar Suleiman, Dr. Umar Suleiman. I think he has done extensive. Sheikh Umar Suleiman has done extensive job on that. There are various. They have a whole entire institute that responds to the Muslim these the type of attack. They have a great response. And also I would suggest the channel One Message Foundation. That was a great channel actually, and Sheikh Othman, he does a dawa in the field in San Diego Balboa Park. Actually, he has a booth also there, and you can subscribe to him and his channel. There's a great dawa videos are there, so that will also help you. So so any I think Jazakallah khair for